Since its inception, the mission of the Asbury Woods Nature Center has always been one of education. Today, the mission remains a success, thanks in part to the curriculum connection between Asbury Woods and the Mill Creek School District. Every year, thousands of students experience the outside classroom at Asbury Woods. With educational lessons based on actual science, it's not just another walk in the park.
It's not a standard field trip. It's considered actually a curriculum trip. It just happens to be Asbury Woods. The science happens to be at Asbury Woods today.
The staff at Asbury Woods works closely with Mill Creek School District's teachers and administrators to develop real-life outdoor lessons based on the curriculum established by the Mill Creek School District.
It's kind of a collaborative thing. They work with the teachers to develop the activities. The teachers give input. Every so often we kind of tweak things or change things based upon the changing needs of the kids. So it's never always the same thing.
We use Asbury Woods across the curriculum. We write about it. We read a chapter from Little House in the Big Woods that talks about the sugar snow. We do all kinds of activities before we come, and then we do some follow-up activities when we go back.
Working with the teachers is the key component in forming the lessons that are being taught at Asbury Woods. This cooperation ensures that what students are learning outside at Asbury Woods complements what they're learning inside the classroom.
Our curriculum in our classrooms match and coincide with the activities and lessons at Asbury Woods that tie in with science and social studies, and also in what we do with our standardized testing with the Pennsylvania state assessments.
In an effort to increase science comprehension, all Pennsylvania students in grades 4, 8, and 11 are assessed in science, and they need to show a proficiency. The reinforcement that takes place at Asbury Woods is as essential as it is beneficial for students to understand the concepts in real-life application.
What the kids are learning here in first grade and in kindergarten, even though we're not taking the PSSAs, is that it's building the foundations that they need so that when they get to second grade and they are preparing for the PSSAs, that they at least have more background knowledge.
As the relationship grows between the indoor and outdoor classrooms, it allows Asbury Woods to focus and refine their lessons. To stay current, Asbury Woods revises their curriculum to make sure they're up to date with Mill Creek, state, and national standards.
We look at the state standards. What is the content? What are the anchors? By a certain grade level, the students should understand, for example, what a habitat is. What are the requirements of a habitat? So then we would develop the science lesson that corresponds to what their unit is in the classroom with some hands-on, real-life examples. Right now, the state education standards are being updated. They're being updated to include more about the green and sustainability technology, our green building. So we are already have an 8th grade green building science unit ready to go this year. So again, we're ahead of the curve.
One of the most important things that Asbury Woods does for us as teachers is it allows us to be able to tie our curriculum to the standards, the state standards that we do have. There are state standards that are mandated for our kindergartners in science, and we do get to use Asbury Woods to enhance those and enrich our kids.
Pennsylvania's effort to boost interest in science in elementary schools comes with some new standards. These standards suggest that students view themselves as active participants in the process of learning.
In 5th grade, when they're studying ecosystems, they go out and get their own samples of pond water, and they're taking and looking at the macroinvertebrates under the microscopes. We also have a camera that attaches to the microscope, so if they find something really neat they want to share with everybody else, I can put that on the screen so everybody can see that. So they're seeing a real thing, not something from a book or something from a PowerPoint.
In my classroom, students learn about animals and weather and seasons, and they do that through nonfiction books and fiction books. We use videos, arts and crafts, all kinds of things. But when we come to Asbury Woods, they get to actually see the animals and feel the animals and learn, about them by seeing them. They also read about, in the seasons we learn about sugar snow and maple syrup production. And even though it's interesting to read about it, and the kids love learning about things that happened a long time ago, it's a lot more informational when we're standing outside and it's 2 degrees and you hear the sugar snow crunching under your boots and you smell the maple syrup as it's being boiled in the sugar shack, and they get to taste maple sugar. So basically what it does is it takes what it is that we're doing in the classroom and brings it to life.
The National Science Foundation and the National Science Resource Center both advocate a teaching and learning approach that utilize hands-on inquiry for science education. This means a learning style that involves a process of exploring the natural world, asking questions, and making discoveries.
It's one thing to talk about it in school, look at pictures of the different birds, look at pictures of the different reptiles, even doing interactive work on the computer, if we're doing an online, search for different things with the kids, it's guided in the room. It's nothing like going to actually hold the animals, touch the animals, see why this reptile is really a reptile, feel the scales.
It just makes the printed words in a book or a worksheet come alive. It gives the kids a chance to actually apply some of the things that they've learned in class, and it gets them excited. It really does make the classroom content become more of an internalized type of thing. The kids really own the content.
In the future, we'll need a cure for cancer, research on climate change, and other stimulating discoveries. Because these issues affect everyone, science literacy and related skills will become more important than ever. Research careers will require an interest and background in science. Asbury Woods Nature Center is a great tool for Mill Creek School District students to foster their interest in science.
It's kind of a nice start for kids who have that interest in science and biology and even in environmental science, and that's really the path that a lot of kids would never get to take otherwise. They would never have the opportunity to do these things if Asbury Woods wasn't there.
When you're able to get out and walk around and explore and tip over logs and take samples of swamp water and not just look at it in a book or see it on a video, to actually experience it firsthand, they really love that.
Each lesson focuses on developmentally appropriate topics depending on the student's grade level.
What we do at Asbury Woods with the kindergartners relates to our senses units, and we take a walk. We use our senses to see different things in the woods, and we use our senses when we come back inside and we get to meet the animals.
In 3rd grade, one of the focus of our lessons is cycles, all kinds of cycles, the water cycle, the cycle of life, all kinds of cycles. And so when we go to Asbury Woods, we focus on the cycle of life, and we study birds. We learn about birds, look at birds' nests, their patterns and cycles. We go to the swamp and they study animals there.
We visit the field, the forest, and the swamp. Those are the 3 ecosystems that we visit. And then we do a 4th activity called orienteering, where the kids get to learn about how to find their way through a compass trail.
With the compass course, they're using technology. We've also incorporated some GPS units now, so they're manipulating instruments and using technology. They have to work together as a team. So, we're doing science, but we're also doing, and the teachers are observing their students in a lot of other ways too, and assessing them in many ways.
And the assessment doesn't stop when the buses pull away. The curriculum connection with Asbury Woods is about more than just a one-day trip. Students prepare for their visit in many ways. They study lessons, learn vocabulary words, and construct workbooks that are used to catalog information.
We certainly teach a lot of the content and the skills before we go to Asbury Woods. Then they're reinforced there and more is added to them than we taught in the classroom. And then when we come back, we refer to that, we develop them even further. And so it meshes in together in both directions, the lessons at school there and then the combination together afterwards.
Prior to our visit to Asbury Woods, we go over the vocabulary, we go over the concepts that we're going to be studying, and prior to any activities at Asbury Woods, we go over the vocabulary so that they know the terminology.
In the Mill Creek Township School District, we take learning seriously. The unique relationship with Asbury Woods Nature Center offers our students a science curriculum unlike most.
The Department of Education in Harrisburg actually looks at Mill Creek Township School District as a model of how to address these state standards and how to incorporate environmental education into the curriculum.
I think Asbury Woods is valuable to us, but I also think it's very unique. I don't think there are many school districts or areas that have a nature center that is part of the actual school district and can be provided and open for our families and students to go to and have professionals there who can teach lessons and reinforce what's taught in school. So I think it's a unique opportunity.
As we move through the new century, educators are searching to find new ways to stimulate and challenge young minds. Fostering the relationship between Asbury Woods and the Mill Creek School District is one way for us to act as a leader in education by taking full advantage of Mill Creek's outside classroom. Whether it's in the classroom or out in nature's playground, the Mill Creek Township School District truly is building foundations for life.